Hi everyone, this is only going to be a short video today, as I want to make another video which will be a little bit different, but anyhow, this one is continuation of these photographic bulbs. Now what I'd like to say, and a big thank you to all of you young members, older members, who try, well they do, don't just try, they speak to me in English, and their normal tongue's German, and I would like to say a big thank you. I think that is quite an achievement. I only wish I could return the compliment and speak in German. Unfortunately, as I said before, when I was at school, learning a second language was just not on the agenda, or I can't think of the word now, but we just didn't do it at school. I know some streams did French, but unfortunately I missed out and only rely on English. All you very kind members and friends who do speak a bit of English and make an effort, and I'm really pleased and thank you. It's a compliment, I think. I know the technical stuff is going to be a bit difficult, and I'm sure there are members out there who will help you if you want to ask something. You know, it's some of the stuff can be quite technical, but don't worry, you've done a good job, and I'm very, very grateful, and I thank you. Anyhow, let's get back to the bulbs. There's only a few this time. I'll show you some which I've got to do next, give you a little insight what's in there. I didn't even know I had those. They're in a box upstairs, and I'm sorting out a lot of the stuff. Well, that'll be next. There'll just be too many bulbs to talk about, and I'll drive you all to sleep, whether I'm speaking English or a load of rubbish. But believe me, I am very, very grateful to you trying your English, and it is good. As I say, I've got a friend over here who is learning German at school, and I've said to him, I said, if anyone out there you want to correspond with, I'm sure they would, but I left it up to him. As I say, I'm not trying to run his life, that's up to him. Anyhow, thank you. I'll get back to the bulbs. That's what you come to see, I'm hopeful. Anyhow, the first one up in this little batch, we got a good old Atlas again. Now, I mentioned the origins of the name Atlas yesterday. It's from Jules Thorne. Now, this is an Atlas photographic lamp. The bulb itself, you'd look at that and say, well, it's just a normal bulb. But in fact, it is a photoflood bulb. It's called a photographic bulb, it's a photoflood. Which means that, let me show you the wattage of it. You might guess I love talking, be it only in English. Some might say double Dutch, but anyhow, it's in English. Be it good or bad, it's probably bad. I know my spelling's not very good. Well, it's 240, 250 volt, but you look at the wattage, 500 watts. It's a PP/2 Atlas England. I don't know if you can see inside the lamp, there's the frosted obviously, but you get an idea of the filament. It's quite a thick, hefty job. The support is on a wire as opposed to glass, and I'm pointing out it's got fuses in the base, or where the wires come in, they go through a fuse. Anyhow, these lamps are very, very bright, but they only last for perhaps a matter of hours, if that. And they're used, I suppose, in the old days when photography was black and white, and you used such a thing as film. Unheard of today. Everything's digital, so much easier. I remember when I started out as a kid, and I was a kid, I'd go across to the chemist shop and buy a film, and this wasn't in fact a colour film, and I think you got 20 exposures, and it cost a bomb. It did include the processing price, and things then were totally different. Now you just take a picture on the digital card. In fact, you may take more than one, I know I do, and then look through for the best one, the one that's in focus, the one that's nicely situated in the middle of the frame, and use that. It's so much easier. You know, if you haven't used film, in which case it is possible, it was a different world. Anyway, I'm going off at a tangent again. We got another photo lighter lamp, or a photo flood, exactly the same, except this one is a lower wattage. 242, it is 275 watts. Once again, photo flood bulb. It looks fused. Yes, it looks fused in the base, although the fuse is not encapsulated in a glass tube, but the lead-in wires thinned down so they would act as a fuse. And looking inside, I don't think we're going to see much, but it is quite a reinforced filament again. The centre stem is in this case glass. Anyhow, same comments as the last one. These are very bright, but they only last for a very short time. So if you've got these in your collection and want to show them a light, run them at say about 25 volts, something in that region. If you run them at half voltage, 100 volts, they're still going to be pretty bright. But as I say, running them at their rated voltage, they are not going to have a long life. So that would certainly be my advice. Use a little variac or a transformer. You get transformers from I was going to say Maplins, but Maplins are no longer with us. I would suggest the computer, eBay, somewhere like that. But failing that, I do believe a lot in the old variac, which is a variable transformer. Yeah, leave that one. One we're now looking at is this one. Another Philips. And it looks like there was a price on that box. £1.51. I think it'll be a little bit dearer now. There's no other data about it, so we'll look at the actual bulb. It comes with it's double wrapped. There's the other container. The bulb was in there, and that was put inside the box. And all that in those days was £1.51, which is a funny price. £1.51. It's obviously after our decimisation system. If it was the older system, it would have said £1.50, but it doesn't. Now back to the bulb. There we are, a well-made projector type lamp. And it's got a beautiful edge. Look at that, that's probably coming up fairly clear, isn't it? Let's hold it up to the light. Somewhere light, right, you can see it. Now I'll give you an idea of what is on the etch. Philips 559C, that's probably the lamp number. 240 volt, 500 watt. And the lamp's made in Germany. So it's either made by Philips in Germany or perhaps Osram. So we'll probably get an answer on that. I know someone that probably has a good idea. I would think it was possibly made by Osram. Let's see if I'm right. I'm probably wrong. Anyhow, there's the bulb. Never been used. The cap or base is a pre-focus type. Don't ask me the number. It's single pole, as you can see, one connection. The other connector is the shell of the cap or base, and that is a pre-focus base. It simply means that it can be placed into the holder and will only go in one way, so that you get the filaments facing the lens or reflector to get the best efficiency. And there's the filaments, a good old zigzag up and down. It's probably got a name. Let's make it a bit lively. I know I'm stretching it a bit with these cameras to get it so focused. There we are. Yeah, we'll come on to the last lamp for this little batch. It's another photo lighter, but a little bit more modern than the one I think I showed yesterday. There's the data about it. It's 500 watts, 240 volts. This one is made in Holland, which means it probably was made by Philips. It's interesting to note a lot of lamps were made by different makers. They might have their own name on it. They might have another name, which seems to be quite common. But I think you'll find this was a genuine Philips lamp, photo lighter. Now let's have a look at the bulb. There's the lamp. It's a normal reflector type. You've got a silvered reflector which would shine through. Looking at the front, it's outside frost. Can't actually see what the other filaments like. I know there's a way of actually seeing these things. If you were to rub a little bit of now what is it, oil? I know they do use a certain oil that they can just gently smear over the front, and it more or less makes it look clear and you can see inside. It'll probably, I think it's olive oil, but make sure you wipe it off after you've done that, and try and keep the etch clear, because the etch is quite important. There's the etch. It's got all the data there you need. It's got the little code there, star, and I think that's that's either E6 or E5. A little star there, and that tells you, well, it doesn't tell me because I don't understand it, but there are members out there that are very good when it comes to aging these lamps and knowing what these little codes mean. I know it's possibly 80s, will it be? 70s or 80s. I'm guessing again. Anyhow, Edison screw cap. Brand new, never ever been used, and once again the life of this lamp would only be a matter of perhaps hours, certainly no longer than that, and used once again to light a photographic scene or a person if it's a portrait, and I suppose black and white or both. Colour. Anyhow, everyone, I'm finished jabbering away. You'll be pleased to hear. I'll get answers back on those other comments. I haven't had a chance to completely finish them, but I will. And next up, I want to do a little video for another of my friends who is very interested in loudspeakers and bass music. I can't give him any bass music, but I can show him some of the radios and odds and ends I've got, which he may be interested in. Hope so. But I certainly can't show him speakers that light up. You might think that sounds daft, but shows a speaker there which has got like LED lights behind it, and of course they light and flash to the music, or well, the bass music or sounds. Anyhow, once again, thanks again. Any comments, please leave. I will get the answers to the comments done. It's just a case of doing them and getting them all done. So once again, thanks, and next time we'll have a little look at these lamps, and perhaps those two that are up there. Oh, do excuse the dust. I've got antique dust, not just antique bulbs, antique dust. While we're looking, I think I've showed these before. I have got the glass dome for that one. That's a skeleton clock which I have mentioned before. It's not the genuine one. I think it was made up, not by me, but it was a genuine one. And next door to it we've got, I think they call it the world clock. That's a torsion type movement. They both work, but they're not wound up. They're not, they say, an unwound clock shows the time twice in a daytime. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up, and you can take a look, and any comments please make. Thanks again. Thank you.